Hey there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Today, a little bit different. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, whether it be Apple, Google, Spotify, probably a good idea. Jump over to our YouTube channel. Just search Referral Marketing Guru on YouTube and you will find this episode. Because I'm going to draw out a few things around how to use your program manager or your community manager. And maybe that's you right now, but how to be able to use that person to be able to really skyrocket your referrals, opportunities, new clients that could come from your current clients. Because there's an opportunity there that most people miss. And they see or they put in place their program manager, or maybe you call it your account manager, or maybe it's your community manager. And they see that as the person who should be looking after their current people. They see that as the person who should be servicing their people and keeping their current people happy. And yes, they should be keeping them happy, but there's so much more that that person could do. And I'm going to draw out some simple little frameworks and get you thinking, how could you use your program manager, your community manager, your account manager, whatever you call it, how could you use that person to be able to really skyrocket the number of opportunities that your current clients give you because you actually get how to use them properly. And as I said, that person could be you right now, or maybe you've got that person in play and you need to be able to upskill them, in which case, make sure you start off here with this particular training. As always, we're not going to run ads. We're not going to use sponsors. If you love the show, please subscribe. Please review it. Find your favorite podcast platform, leave a review. It helps us be able to spread the word to more people and share it to your networks also. Hey, jump onto your favorite social platform, share the podcast, really greatly appreciated. And in the essence, we sort of call that the fee to be able to help us spread the word. And we'll continue every single week to give you great knowledge, great insights, great ways to be able to really transform your referrals, your word of mouth opportunities, your client retention, and really limbic out your business so that in the end, people share amazing stories about you, your business, and the way that you operate. So let's dive into this today. I'm going to bring up the iPad and we're going to draw. So as I said, if you happen to be on your podcast, play along, or you can go over to the YouTube channel and watch the podcast there. Just search Referral Marketing Guru. So if you're on your podcast, what I want you to do is I want you to draw out a triangle. And in that triangle, there's 4 sections to it. You see, most people I find are at that bottom red level of the triangle. So people listening to the podcast, you're going to draw a triangle and you're going to have 4 spaces. The bottom space is going to be red. The second from the bottom is going to be yellow. The third up is going to be light green. And then the tip of the triangle will be super green. 4 spaces. Now you can draw it out as I talk it through if you're not actually watching this. So the bottom part is where I find most people when they think around how do we service our clients. Whether it's you, whether it's a program manager, whether it's a community manager, they start off and it's all about we're doing it because of the transaction. So in essence, they sit in transactional land. And when we're sitting in that transactional land, we tend to focus in on, well, what's the script that I should be using? How do I just simply tick a box? What do I need to do to be able to get my current people to stay with me longer? So we sort of end up having this hunter way of thinking because in essence, it's all about me rather than you. Now, it might sound a bit silly because you go, well, no, why did I put a program manager or a community manager or an account manager in place? Well, it was to look after our clients, obviously. But already, just in that statement alone, you're really doing it because of you. You're not doing it because of them. And we've got to be able to change from really the purpose of us having this community manager, program manager, account manager as being, well, they're there to service our people. They're there because we've got to keep our people happy. We've got to keep them up to date, and we've got to keep them knowing where to go or what to do. And we've got to give them a little bit of love. But you're doing it from a transactional point of view. So people move from that red zone up to the yellow zone. And that yellow zone is when we have that person in that role, and really they are just process driven. So to them, it's about, how do I tick the box? What's the outcome that I need to achieve? And I'll just go about doing that. And honestly, I reckon this is probably where 90% of people sit. You can be a great people person, but you'll still sit in this process-driven part. Especially if you don't understand the things that we talk about in terms of the limbic brain and how to evoke positive emotions and how to strategically, intentionally actually make things happen. And most people don't. Now, more so if it is someone that you're employing in this role, hey, their brain is, I've got a job to do. How do I survive? How do I make sure the boss is happy with me? So therefore, they are very process driven. And the problem with being process driven is they try to go, well, great, how do I add value? So they use this value add approach. But as soon as they've added value, the other person just goes back to their life and it means nothing. See, we've been told, and to me, it's a huge myth. The more value you add to people, the more people will do things for you. Rubbish. It's not how we're hardwired. You can add as much value as you want to somebody, and they'll be grateful, and they'll say thank you, and they'll accept it. But then they'll just also go back to their own world. And their own world isn't naturally about helping you. So we've got to be able to get out of this process-driven, tick-the-box, outcome-focused, value-add approach. And we've got to move up from process-driven to what I would call connection-driven. Now, again, there's lots of people who are probably listening to this going, oh, that's what I focus on. With our clients, it's all about connection. I can guarantee you now, your level of connection versus what I call connection, you don't even come close. It's just that simple. When you are focused on connection, you will do absolutely anything for your clients. Now, I see by people's social posts, and I see by what people write, and I see by people's comments, and that most people do not have the ability to be able to honestly put their client on their shoulder and do absolutely anything for them, even if it meant at the detriment of them. That's connection. And the reason we can't is, again, because of how we're hardwired. Our brain is there to survive. We have to look after us. If we don't look after us, how are we going to feed the family, keep the roof over the head? How are we going to get through life? You see, we're in this, and this is what it fascinates me to think that the universe gives us this survival brain, but on the flip side, we need this thrive brain to really thrive. And everyone knows when they have this unbelievable people person that walks into the room or that they connect to. They feel it. They can see the difference. But what really makes them different? It's that they're in thrive brain rather than survival brain. So a connection-driven person, sure, they're a good people person, but it's more than that. They know that it's all about thriving in the relationship. They know that it's about making sure that pretty much they'll do whatever it takes. They focus on the client always winning, even if it means that they might just be a little bit out. But there's this whole new level that I think program managers, community managers should get to. It's this exponential level. And really, what the exponential level is all about, it's really only about one thing. How do you become this enchanter to your clients? And again, whether it's you, whether it's your community manager, program manager, account manager, it's how do you evoke brain chemicals every day? How do you make them feel a particular way every single day? How are you more heartfelt than ever before? Because that is then what leads people to being able to help you. So that's where it has to start. After it starts there, now you've got this level of trust and bond with your client that you know whether they're falling off the radar or not. You know their level of engagement and what that actually means. You can actually have those conversations. See, most people can't because they're afraid that the client will pick up and leave. Most people are hopeless at being able to have so-called hard conversations with their clients because simply they sit down here in this process-driven and the client's, oh, I don't really give a stuff about you at all. I reckon there's probably only about 2 organizations that I could name that I would say is up here at this exponential level. And honestly, most other organizations I come across, they're not even close. And in fact, most are not even at connection driven. Most are down in the yellow and red zone. Now, this has got nothing to do with whether you have a great service or not. It's got nothing to do with how great you are in your business. It's got nothing to do with the results you get for your clients. See, all of those things can happen over on this side here, and you still be down in the yellow and red zone in terms of your management of clients. And whether that's through your community manager, your program manager, your account manager, and whether it's you filling that role or somebody else, they can sit side by side. And now most people will go, well, hold on, if I'm doing a great job and I'm getting results, then isn't that all I need to do? Well, I go, no, because there's a whole nother level that you're not at yet. And imagine if you were at that whole other level, how your clients would do whatever they needed to help you grow your business. It wouldn't just be about your clients winning. It wouldn't be about your clients showing up because you want them to show up. There's this whole new level of culture that you have the ability to create. And unfortunately, most can't create it simply because their way of thinking and how they train their program manager, account manager, community manager is not at the level it needs to be at. And that's, in essence, our whole limbic advantage. It's about chemicalizing our communication. It's about the deliberate feels that we create in the client journey pathway. It's about how we enroll from day one and masterful enrolling and the 30-day maximizer. It's about how we maximize impact and the contribution model with our clients. See, there's, I suppose, when you get to the delivery part, so sure, you've got we need to attract, then we need to nurture, then we need to bring new clients on. And now there's a line there. And now we come over to the delivery side. And on the delivery side, it's not simply about how do we deliver a great service. Sure, that needs to happen, but I'm assuming that you can deliver a great service. So you're ready to step up to a whole nother level. and not only deliver a great service, but strategically, intentionally, and purposely make your clients feel a particular way, that they want to promote you, that they want to share you, that they want to bring people to you, that they want you to win. I saw an email, came out late last night to me from someone we don't use. And their email went, "A huge thank you to everyone that allowed us to hit our 2021 goals of $1 million." And I'm just like palming my forehead thinking, what morons. See, everyone has the ability to share you in some way, positive or negative. You have the ability to determine whether it's positive or negative. And that's why getting someone to think in this exponential way, especially if they're an employee of your business. If you've put someone in this community manager, program manager role, they need to be upskilled to a level of how do I make someone intentionally feel a particular way. And just being a good people person doesn't cut it. There's a whole new level. That's what the community manager maximize is all about, that we talk about. How to maximize your community manager, your program manager, and get them creating this overwhelming trust and this profound loyalty and these deep emotional bonds with your clients, that in the end, it's easy to then be able to go, "Hey, client A, we're going to do this in a couple of weeks. Love if you wouldn't mind sharing that. Hey, client B, we're going to have, as you know, we've got a conference coming up soon. Is there anyone you'd love to be able to bring along?" See, your clients have more people like them in their networks. But if you simply think that it's do a good job and ask them, you don't get it. And it's why right now your clients help you a lot less than what they should. It's why you have so much money sitting on the table. Hey, as always, hopefully it's been helpful. Love to be able to hear your insights. Love to be able to throw out any questions you've got. We'll get them answered for you. And we're over the next month or so, we're going to create a whole bunch of frameworks to be able to help your community manager, program manager, to be able to take what they do to a whole new level and have the right systems, frameworks, matrix in place, so that in the end, they should be your number one BDM. Your community manager, your program manager should be the number one business development manager in your organization. Hope that's been super helpful. Please share if you loved it. Shoot me an email if you didn't. Make sure you subscribe. Till next week, take care. Look forward to jump into the Consultants Tribe, our private Facebook group. The link's in the description below. And share with me how your week's going. Take care all, and I'll speak to you real soon.